Welcome. In this video, you're going to learn about the critical methods of studying literature. In other words, what we know as literary theory. Without studying criticism or literary theory or having no thorough knowledge in it, you cannot crack any entrance examination in English literature. That is something mandatory. We cannot skip it, this step. Many people say we don't like theory, but it is theory that makes literature more attractive. It's a critical way of looking at literature. So I have taken the most important ones in this. Actually, we will be delving deep into this. So thus we are just having a cursory understanding. We are not going in depth. What are they? The first one is formalism. It's a way of, it started in Russia, in which the form is given more important than the content. What makes a novel a novel? What makes a poem a poem? So how the literary elements, in that you also study the structure, style and language employed to make a work of art in that sense. Second one is not the historical and biographical criticism. This is what we adopt in our colleges. That is, we study about the author, we study about the period in which the work was produced, and we make certain allusions. It is just because of this work came out. This is a very rudimentary way of studying literature, which is known as the biographical or historical method of learning literature. And the next one is new criticism. I know you have studied it. This is an attack to the biographical criticism, which said that a work has to be studied through close reading of the text. What is there in the text? You need not have to, for example, when you go to a hotel and eat some food, you don't think about who made it. You judge the food based on the taste of the food. So similarly, they said a work of art has to be judged based upon how it is produced, not based on who produced it. And structuralism, an advanced new criticism, again, it looks at the structures in which the literature work is part of, and also it studies the underlying structures, the power structures, the language, the themes, symbols, narrative patterns, and deconstruction. It challenged structuralism, saying that structuralism always divides structure into binaries, and one gets predominance over the other. For example, man, woman, boy, girl. So deconstruction said it is not two, it is multiple meanings. So it changed the notions of structuralism. And psychoanalysis, it is very important and influential, and it has developed, it has different stages of development, starting with Freud. So psychoanalysis played a very important role in literature and study of literature, the character, to study the author. And feminist criticism, again looking at literary work from the feminist point of view, understanding the power structures, patriarchy. And another one is Marxist criticism, again very important in literature, which gives you to study the class structure, the dominant ideologies at play, and how it produces the ideology of the dominant class. And finally, we have cultural studies, very important, some 60 years of history it has only, but it has penetrated literary criticism to such a stage that it has of huge significance. How culture is imposed, how culture is divided as something to be achieved, and how ideology plays in culture. So these are multiple ways of studying literature. Sometimes we employ 2 or 3 to look at a book. Sometimes we only take one. Whatever be it, without theory, you will not able to understand literature properly.